Hello and welcome, I'm Resolves, and today we're back at it looking at some Expedition decks. So I have been away for a while, been on holiday. Don't seem to be any browner, but yeah, it's just me hiding the shade most of the time. So today we're going to be taking a look at Cultists, and this is perhaps one of the easiest to build decks for a new player, because most of it comes included in the theme deck, which is 2,500 gold, I believe, or I think it's like 250 gems, maybe 350 gems. I'm not too sure, but you can find that just in the store and go into theme decks. So this is one of the many versions of this deck that are out there. It's really customizable. You can go more towards tokens, more towards like the Cultist sub-theme, but we're just going with this one, like a bunch of one-drops that we're able to return with Shadowlands Guide, and then, you know, we'll get some synergy here off the Zhen-Zu, because at the start of your turn, Zhen-Zu is going to mill the top card of your deck, put that in your void. If it's a Cultist, or if any Cultist dies, Zhen-Zu gets +1/+1, you gain a life. Gain a life makes Cult Aspirant better because it gets bigger. Putting a Cultist in the void is good because it'll put one of these in the void, hopefully, and then you'll be able to get back with Shadowlands Guide. So we've not getting Immortalize here. I think I might actually put an Immortalize in here just because I find it really powerful as like a market card, but probably we might not need it. Yeah, we'll probably be fine. If we need it, then we'll change it in between games. But the whole idea of this game, of this deck rather, is to be a bit more of a tokens themed deck. We've got all the one drops that we can fetch back, as well as like the tokens here in Heed's Choice and Proselytize, which will be even bigger with Waystone Fragment. So some versions do play the Mask Maker, but I prefer Fragment. I think that later in the game this is better because it's going to help you gain life, because the Gathering Lights, which does gain life for each of units, which will boost up the Cult Aspirant again, and also be able to make you 2 more bodies, which are useful, you know, just for worthy calls or Devour or anything like that. So this deck is kind of loose to flyers, which is why I've got a play set of the worthy cars, which does shoot down any flyer. Even if it isn't enough to kill them, it will silence them, so hopefully we're able to then block, and they'll just be so small you'll be able to eat it with anything. I've also got the Scorpion Wasps, so I really like the version of this deck that plays the Solar Dragon, but we do have another deck that's going to be playing Solar Dragon, so I'll pick that up later. So, onto those games. So, we're on the draw here, but that's a really easy redraw. Yeah, this seems fine. We can pretty much do everything we want. On turn 2, we can make it Ambercoin if we really want to, but I think the plan is just to be to get Lifespeaker down into the Zhen-Zu to start drawing some lifesteal units, which means that any the 1/1 one we find, we're able to make nice and big. So let's just slam this. Hope this doesn't get Vara's Favoured, because Vara's Favour is a card in this format. We don't see too much of... I think we could attack here. Don't think there's Desert Marshal here. So one thing we can do as well, we do have the market card, the Ark of Sol, which is you get to sacrifice a unit and then play a Sigil to play from your void. Don't think we really need that, given this is what our power's like. Oh, actually, we get to be big enough to attack here. It's going to go off. We can Ambercoin, and then we can sacrifice this. Let's get us a little bit deeper in the deck. Well, rather, it's going to ramp us up, so we should be able to play Waystone Fragment plus like another spell if we need to. So Incarnus is actually one of my favourite of the Invokers from this set. I think Incarnus is really powerful. I feel like the shadow cards it gets are just of more of a quality than the others. I think that the Primal one is a close second, but I think I prefer that in like a ramp deck realistically. So I guess here we're just going to have to silence this, because this gets very powerful very quickly. Okay, so we milled our big bomb, but you know, it's better than drawing it, to be honest. So let us just Heed's Choice. And I guess we can sacrifice one of these. It's generally free. Makes our boy just a little bit bigger. And then I guess there's no real reason to gain millions of lives, so I'm not going to desecrate here. I'm just going to play this, and we'll just sacrifice this 1/1 and just eat this. This gains us an additional life, makes our thing a little bit bigger. And we're able to crack in for quite a chunk of damage there. So I'm a little bit sad that we're going to be unable to just like pull out a Heed for free, because that is something that you can do generally. Okay, I'm glad they played that now. Okay, so I guess we're just going to waste on Fragment here. Makes everything just a little bit bigger. I'm not going to be attacking him with the Lifespeaker just because I value that a little bit more, but these attacks seem fine. I feel like I've probably not really got very many good blocks there. It's just like chump something, take some damage. But as you can see with the worthy cards, because we can decimate to get lifesteal, because we can get quite a big board, we are able to actually quite consistently get out the Nahid if we need to. Also now, I feel like I'm kind of fine to attack with the Lifespeaker because if it dies, we just get it back. But we probably are just going to be getting back the Shadowlands guide, well, the Nahid's Faithful if our opponent blocks like in such a way that that would die. How much is its ultimate? Just 4. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so opponent gets to game 1, they get to kill here, which is kind of miserable, not quite what we're looking for, but we do get to chunk our opponent for quite a lot of damage. So maybe we do need to be concerned that our opponent could play here. A play could be to like Shemra's Rule. So it's kind of a little bit more difficult here, but we do have like a really good rebuild, which is Proselytize plus Zhen-Zu, and when we've got the Waystone Fragment out as well, like these are going to be 2/2s, so that's kind of good. I think I'm going to take this a little bit on the slow side. And we could get the Faithful here, just have like another big body in play. Or we could get the Lifespeaker. And I think I'd rather just have more bodies in play. So let's just boost this up. I think we're going to keep these back just in case there is like the Shemra's Rule. That might just be a market card, but it might be main deck and I don't really want to get hit by that. So, okay, so the Querying Ascendant was quite good here. It was able to blow up our Waystone Fragment. So we mill our own one anyway, which is kind of sad, but we are just going to attack him with everyone here. Just keep always attacking, I guess. Even though we have a really nice synergy deck, like we do have to attack our opponent to get the job done here. So got a point 4. I think I'm happy just to stay here. We've got enough pressure in play to be able to kill our opponent, and if our opponent does rule, then we are able to Heat plus Proselytize just to be able to get through. So I am hoping that this is them getting the rule, and we're just able to rip like a worthy cause and just like blow that up. Okay, Edict of Kadosh kills our big boy, which is more than fine. We've got like 2 bigger boys just to be able to keep attacking in. So our opponent is going to have to do some chumps here. The old Lifesteal Scorpion Wasp, get in there. My opponent shouldn't get to kill anything we've got here, so back to 2. And I don't think we really need to make any actions. I mean, pretty much regardless, I'm just going to pop out the Scorpion Wasp anyway, just as like a way to nibble him for 1. Double damage Vara, which is quite the combo. It does lose the double damage when it transforms, though. Okay, so I probably have another play to make. Okay, so Surgeon's Sword just to give themselves lifesteal here. I think this might just be worth shooting. Yeah, it was worth wasping that just because this is a threat, and yeah, let's get rid of it. Okay, so we don't have a 1-drop, but we do have Zhen-Zu into Nahid's Choice, which could be nice, but I think with redraw, just do a little bit better here. And this isn't miles better. This Aspirant is kind of a sketchy play, to be honest, because Vara's Favour is pretty big in this format, but if we don't see like any Shadow Sources from our opponent, I might just slam it anyway. If we get any ways to just get some incidental life force, so perhaps our own Vara's Favour, then we should be good to get going. I do feel like I prefer the versions with the Solo Dragon. It's just such a big top end to be playing up to. So we have seen Shadow Source, so I am just going to leave this until we can perhaps grow it. If we had like a Shadowlands guide, I wouldn't mind throwing it out there just to let it stand in the way. Okay, so a Vara here is going to deal some damage to us, but we've drew Zhen-Zu, which is good. I feel a little bit sad that we didn't have the Cult Aspirant down there because Zhen-Zu does gain your life, which does make the Cult Aspirant bigger, but we're going to miss out potentially on just like 1 growth here anyway. No blocks here, obviously, for the Vara, but we are planning on Scorpion Wasping this because If our opponent turns this into like the Aegis version, it's going to be very difficult for us to deal with, or even the Overwhelm version, with us having not very much. Well, what teaches us? Should have had the 1/1 sacrifice. Well, yeah, with us having very little removal in our deck, them turning to the Overwhelm version is actually kind of a problem for us. So we are up to 6. So the transforms to the Aegis. Yeah, that's kind of fair, really. But I think, just going to try and ambush this. It's cost 4 to ultimate, so would be giving up. So we're going to do this turn. Next turn, are we just going to play Waystone Fragment, take a turn off before we play these? And I think we might. So opponent can have the new Torch, which is the units only version. So that could be a problem for our Scorpion Wasp, but it would prevent our opponent from gaining any more mastery this turn. Once this gets mastery, well, let's give it +5/+5, this can be a real threat, but I am hoping here that the Scorpion Wasp is able to stick, so maybe our opponent plays something pre-combat, so that they've got, less power open to be able to interact with this. Okay, so that tells us something. They've not got any more power in hand. Oh. So they're not going for this. That's interesting. I guess we kind of need to have something to deal with this, don't we? I'll play Aspirant just because it seems like the weak one, the one I'm more happy with trading here. Unfortunately, we don't have any really 1-drops we're able to keep bringing back with Shadowlands Guide. Okay, so our opponent is pretty certain that this is the thing we've got. And I'm just going to throw it out here just because it's tying up our power every single turn. Okay, well, we've got the Wave of Calls here to be able to deal with this if we really need to. So, do we have anything in here? Nope, just this. So I do kind of want to keep up the worthy cards, but yeah, I think we might be fine without it for now. Keep up the worthy cards for next turn. Then we can sacrifice plus bring something back. Okay, so a weapon here could be a problem, but I'm going to suspect that this is likely a dragon. So it could be Eclipse Dragon. The quick draw doesn't interact very favourably with our Scorpion Wasp because it just gets to kill it first. Okay, Waste can get one of the Edicts, which can kill pretty much any of our units here because they've got access to the Fire and the Shadow. But it's very likely the Shadow Edict. Yeah, Edict of Makkar. Just kill our deadly unit. And I think we're fine, just take the 6 here. I think because this doesn't have the... Yeah, it doesn't have Overwhelm, we could just be okay here. So we've not got anything that we want to get back exactly. So I think we may as well just make our unit big here. We haven't really got an easy way to gain life that would still result in this being in play. I think I might just try and double block and then we can just bring back like the big one next turn and just play this out. Let's try and play some sort of fair game, I guess. Okay, so it's Caleb's Persuader that they've got. Yes, there's not too much we can actually do about that because, well, they're getting for 9. They will be hitting the Mastery this turn, though. So we do kind of need to find some way of dealing with that. Yeah, the Exalted portion of this is a real problem because it will give that ability to someone else, which we don't really want. Okay, so we've got Devour, we've got no like random 1/1s in there to be fetching, so I guess we're just going to be playing Zhen-Zu. Just like a big life-stealy boy. Taking 14 is not our plan. So I expect we'll just be blocking plus devouring. Opponent does only have 2 cards, but as this will be giving the huge body plus the Aegis to somebody. Okay, so they've respected us holding up Wasp again, which is good. So we might just get away with this. Okay, I know I've actually got the Wasp. So I think now we'll play Zhen-Zu. And then we'll play the... We will Decimate here, I think. But we're not going to play it. We're just going to make it really obvious. Like, hey, we've got a Wasp, please don't attack. Because then, hopefully, opponent doesn't attack with this. Or they do. And then we get to just like wave the cards, whatever they put this ability on. Wave cards isn't enough to kill whatever they put it on, but it will remove... Actually, it's going to be a real pain because maybe we need 2 sort of interactive spells to be able to deal with this. I think as our opponent's got nothing else, I'm just going to put the Wasp out, let them know that, yeah, you got it, Tiger. Now, hopefully we hit like a nice 1-drop, so we've just got the Cult Aspirant, right? So we can fetch out the Cult Aspirant here. And we can attack in here, which does fetch this a little bit bigger. I'm kind of fine just like chumping this out over this turn. Yeah, let's do this. We'll just chump with this. This will be big boy. Also, Exalted is kind of a combo with the Waystone Fragment. Yeah, there's 2 damages. A bit of a yikes, but... Yeah, I'll just block here. Let's put this up here. Oh, I've almost given up. I guess because we was just able to chump forever. And eventually we're going to have like a really big lifesteal board, but I don't think the game is over. It was definitely a difficult one though. Okay, well, if we had a token producer, we're really happy with this hand. But as we don't, I think we might need to ship it. So the Enhanced Faith, really powerful, but does kind of need other things to be going on with. I don't really like playing just like a random 2 on lifesteal. But we do have the Smuggler, so I think we're actually going to keep this. I think you can probably get away with just not doing that. Okay, so we could play in the mirror here. Actually, because of that, I wonder if we can just like Ark of the Sol this away. And that could be fine. Because we can get this back later with the Shadowlands guide, I think we might actually be okay in this occasion just to do this. If our opponent plays Zhen-Zu, I'd be more than happy to attack here and trade. That'd be absolutely fantastic, like in terms of what I want to do. Okay, so our opponent's doing that, that's fine. It's Amber Coin, and then sacrifice the Amber Coin just to shoot us up the train here. And then we will just grab a Shadow Sigil, why not? So now next time we can play the Waystone Fragment and then just have like a bigger boy, I guess. Or we can like set up something with the Dune Smuggler, and I think we might do that, might get the Xenan Temple, because Xenan Temple is kind of spicy in this matchup really, especially if we can give Killer to this. Because then when we bring it back each time, we'll be able to get bigger and Killer, which will be pretty spooky actually. And the opponent didn't decimate there. So we could Fragment. And our opponent's not really got any good attacks back. And then if we Fragment again, we can attack, like, for free. Aww. Our opponent is, let's play this game before. Maybe we should have just, like, Vara's favoured one of the things. So we don't have, like, we don't have a Disjunction to kill this. Eating card, good, but we don't need that quite yet. Let's just attack our opponent. So we're going to gain lives. I feel like that's fine. Now our opponent's got the Waystone Fragment and we can't kill it. I feel like we should probably just shoot them with this. Just gain the life and it lets us do the Dune Smuggler just to get rid of this Shadow Sigil. I guess we would like to have the Vara's Favour in play if we do have the 1-drop, but as we don't, I feel like this is fine. So let's do this. Grab Xenan Temple. Just block. This seems fine. If I want to avoid the calls here, but I'm more than happy with that. But because of wave calls, I don't just want to slam this like for no reason. So I might be a little bit careful on the Xenan Temple actually. Okay, I'm playing the version with the Slumbering Stone. Okay, that's pretty spicy. So we could play Nahid's Faithful here, just have like an even larger Nahid's Faithful. Comfortable in the fact that we can probably get this back like pretty soon if we really need to, especially if we are able to survive to be able to Xenan Temple here. But I think we're just gonna temple it up, and we will Xenan Initiation here. Yeah, because this is the one that we will have an easier time being able to get this back. So we could shoot this, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather make our opponent be unable to attack on their next turn. And then I guess we're just going to play in the Nahid's Faithful and just do it like this. It's not great for us. You know, we do generally want to be sacrificing things with the Nahid's Faithful, but I think for now this is fine. Okay. Uncertain how this Entomb works with Xenan Temple, and whether we get to make the flyer or not. Okay, sadly it doesn't work the way we want it to, so like Xenan Augury, just like find something to do. So another Smuggler. Yeah, I'm just kind of fine getting Smuggler. Yeah, Smuggler gives us a little something to get another Predator's Instinct here. So it's kind of rough of us, just like we're having a complete Waystone off, and we're down a Waystone. Can't get a proper removal spell. It'd just be the Edict of Grodov, which I don't really want to use it to kill this, but I guess we might have to. I do want to get up to 7 to be able to Waystone properly though, so I guess we'll just Edict here, just get rid of this nonsense. Play the Ember Coin for no value, and then just like try and survive this turn, I guess. Yes, it's real stinky here. Do we just like try and trade with the Zhen-Zu? Uncertain. Do we really care about Scare? I don't think we do. I think we've had enough fun off this Xenan Temple that we might just allow this. But I think we are going to try and trade with Zhen-Zu. So our opponent can do something cool, which is Worthy Cause this to put the Exalted onto this, killing both our units. Okay, so they don't have a Worthy Cause in that case. I think we still get to steal. Yeah, we still get to steal Zhen-Zu. And do they have anything to get back here? I think it's just like a token. Yeah, 1/1. Okay, well, both us and the opponent are hellbent here. But let us just play Gathering Rites. We're a little while away from being at 50, but if we are able to get to 50, that's going to be pretty nice. So now we're a bit more of an even playing field. I think that we've actually gone through all of our merchants though. Okay, so let's Shadowlands Guide here, and we can get the killer one. And then with this, we can kill this one because this is kind of the engine for our opponent. And then next turn, if our Nahid's Faithful lives, we should be able to pull Nahid out of the deck, as long as our opponent isn't able to do too much damage to us this turn. Okay, so opponent's attacking with. So if we take 4, we go down to 43, we attack for 7, we go up to 50. I think Nahid is 50, not 50 or greater. But in either case, I'm kind of fine just to do some trades. I feel like we want our opponent to have less things in play anyway. Okay, so they're devouring and then putting it over here, I guess, to kill our thing. What I don't want them to do is to put the Exalted Weapon onto the Shadowlands Guide, which would make it awkward for us to attack. So they can still Worthy Cause here potentially, because they did draw cards. But let us just attack here and get Nahid out. So opponent can Wasp, but as long as it's only Wasp and not Nahid, we should be okay. Yes, here's Nahid. Well, let's read her. So it's first time with 50 or more. Okay, so I think we've managed to pull this one out of the bag. It did look a little bit touch and go a couple of times. Yeah, our opponent is sacrificing units now. And if they're unable to deal with this, then eventually the Nahid just kills you. We'll see how Nahid is potentially better than the Solar Dragon, but you know you should be playing both anyway, especially with the big Lifesteal Dragon. But I'm probably going to get the Edict here and put this on the bottom of our deck, because it's only the first time you're able to fetch it, sadly. Okay, so over to the deck tech, and this was quite a quick one actually. Okay, so there we have it. The Cultist deck is sweet. A lot of tight games. There's a lot of back and forth throughout as well, but it's just a really nice, grindy, synergistic deck. And I think that the Waystone fragments really put in some weight there. I think it was definitely a lot better than Maskmaker, but I could see a world where if you're really heavy into Cultist tokens, that you could be playing both Maskmaker and the Waystone fragment. Yeah, I think this deck here is pretty exciting. I've enjoyed watching this grow and develop over the past couple of weeks whilst I've not been around 100%. Though I did have to play mobile, which isn't my preferred way because I like to be able to see everything on a big screen. But let's take a look at Maskmaker before we wrap this up. There we go. So Maskmaker is another sort of Anthem effect, which means that when it's played, it's going to give everything like +1/+1. So your other units that share a type with Maskmaker have +1/+1, and that's only while Maskmaker's in play. With it being a unit, makes it a little bit more vulnerable, but in Expedition there is a lot less removal. So when somebody choose one of your other units, Maskmaker becomes its type. It's already naturally a cultist, so it does have some synergy with cards like Zhen-Zu, and some of the other Cultist Matters cards that we are currently playing. But anyway, thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves, and I'll see you around.